Hi everyone, in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to load your combo box with data coming from your database. For instance, this is the project that I already created and I've already published this project. It was about CRUD, which stands for create, read, update, and delete informations. All right, the informations that are already saved into the database. By the way, if you'd like to know how I managed to create this CRUD operation, I'm going to put the link up above so that you can click if you want, and that link will take you to the video that I already published that spoke about CRUD operations. For now, if I need to know the informations about a particular product or a particular item on this project, I have to go back to the database, to my SQL Server database, and you make use of the table, make use of the database which I created already, and then open my table, try to see the list of the items that are inside my database and try to determine the code that identifies that particular product, and that will give me an overview as to how that uh, that item has been coded, and then I can make use of it. Then I can search the informations regarding that item. For instance, if I need to know the informations regarding this item here, which designation is Sterigella. So the code for this particular product is STR. And for me to get access to this product, I have to open my database and look for the code that identifies this product. Then I'll get back to my Visual Studio. Let me open my Visual Studio. And then I'm going to type here STR. Once I click on search, that is when it's going to give me the information related to this code, which identifies that it is about Sterigera as product, and obviously this is the unit price for this product. But we can see that this is a long road, but there is a short way of doing this, and that short way or that shortcut, it's about loading this combo box here with all the informations. By informations, I'm referring to loading this combo box with all the code from my database. Instead of me all the time I need to get informations for a particular project, for a particular product or a particular items to come back to my database and go to look for some information and then make use of them on Visual Studio part. Instead of me doing that, I'm wasting my time. Database is not something that you have to open all the time to do something. To avoid any other mistake, the best way is to make use of the interface or of the form, because it spares us from making uh, unnecessary mistakes. But as for now, I still have to go back to the database. It's a waste of time. So because this software is running, let me close it. So the software, sorry, it's closed here. So the first thing I have to do here, it's very simple. Actually, it is going to be a very short video because loading your combo box with data from your database, it's something very simple. So I have to double click on my form, and I must create a method, and I'll call that method uh, private field private void field combo. That's how I'm going to call it. Private void field combo. Which combo? It's a combo search for code. Okay, just make sure that I made it nice. I prefer this to be a capital letter. All right, then I have to put curly brackets, open and close it. All right, this method is created. Now I have to fill it with the code which will help me to load my combo box with the data. So this is a method which I've created with the function that I call fill combo search, and this function does not return anything. That is the reason why inside this brackets or inside these parentheses here there is nothing, because it's not returning anything. All right, so let me go for putting some source code which will help me to fill my combo box with the datas which will come from the database. First of all, I have to initialize my combo box. How do I go for that? Well, let me first of all see the way I named my combo box. So the best way of knowing the way I named my combo box is to select it and look at property here. I'm going to go to the properties and see the way I name my combo box. So this combo box, I name it as CMD code, which stands for combo box for code. All right, I'm just going to copy the way it is written here for me to avoid any other mistakes. All right, and then I get back to my form. Obviously, I'm talking about the method that I'm about to create. So I have to start by initializing my combo box. Okay, let me put my combo box. It's going to be CMD code dot items dot clear. This is how I'm going to clear my combo box, and then I open and close my parentheses, and then I have to go back here. So now I must open my connection string so that I can be able to make use of database. It will be con dot open. All right, and then I must declare the SQL comment. So this is a variable. I'm going to call it SQL comment. Is going to be called as a CMD, will be equal to new SQL comment here. I open and close parentheses, so it ends with a semicolon. Then I come down. I have to make use of a create command. All right. So to do that, I must make use of the command which I just created. It's gonna be comment.co comment type, which will be actually no. This should be. Let me do this. Should be the last. Actually, the next step to do. So it has to be CMD, which will be equal to connection string which I created dot create command. All right. All right, and then semicolon down. Now I have to make use of command type, which will be cmd dot command type, which will be equal to command type dot text, and then semicolon here. I come down. Now I must put a query which will help me to fill my combo box with the data. So that query will be cmd, that will be equal to command type, no, not equal, cmd dot command type, which will be equal to a query. Let me put my query here. So that query will be select code. Why code? Because remember, it's about uh, this database here, and I'm going to select the table which is named item, and I need to fill my combo box with the code, this code here, all these codes that are below this that belongs to this code. All right, so these are the informations that I want to fill into my database. That is the reason why I have to make use of this column here which is named code. All right, so this is the column I'm referring to. Let me get back to Visual Studio. So code, it is fine, and then from the table, my table is named items. I think it's fine here. Then it ends with semicolon here. So is underline, which means something is wrong here. Let me try to see here. Actually, it's a mistake. It should not be command type. It should be command text. That's how it should be. Definitely, you can see the error is gone because now the query is the way it was supposed to be. Now I must make use of execute non-query. And before doing that, I have to make use of the comment that I just created. Execute non-query. Okay. And after that, I must now make use of the data table. But data table is something that I have to declare as a variable. So it's going to be data table. Sorry. Data table should be equal. Okay, I'm going to name it as DT, which will stand for data table. So that will be equals to new data table. And then I must now make use of SQL data adapter. All right, SQL data adapter, which will be equal to DEA. This is how I'm going to call it. So that will be equal to new data adapter. No, sorry, data table. Data, oh, sorry, should be equal to new SQL data adapter. Definitely. And then inside that, I have to return the comment which I created. All right. Then down here, I must now fill data table. I must now make use of, I must now fill data table. And for me to fill data table or the data that which are from the table to my ComboBox, I must do a connection. And that connection is going to be done through the data adapter which I already created. So it's going to be DA, which stands for data adapter. Remember, this is a variable that I already created. So it's going to be fill. What am I going to fill? Well, I'm going to fill data table DT, and then semicolon here. So down here, I need to put a loop for me to do it in a nice way. All right, I will say for each. All right, for each is going to be data row. Okay, data row. Here I have to put the how did I call it? How did I name this? All right, dr. So it's going to be okay. Integer collection is going to be data table dot row. DT dot rows. This is how it should be. All right. Now inside here, I must now pass the code which are inside the database into my ComboBox. Okay, so it's gonna be CMD ComboBox no CMB code, which stands for ComboBox dot items. So I'm going to take all the items. I mean the items that which must be inside this ComboBox. They must be from the column which is inside my database, and that column is name code. All right, but before that they have to be added. So it has to be add. Let me open parentheses, and then there must be bracket inside here. Okay, so inside that bracket, before the bracket, just after parentheses, I have to make use of all right, this here. All right, then inside the bracket I must put the value or the information that come from the database. It's about code. Remember, we are filling our ComboBox with the code from from the data which comes from our table. Okay, so it's going to be to string. Then let me do this semicolon here. It's okay. So it's okay. And remember, since the connection has been opened, then we have to close it. So the only way to close it it's about declaring our connection string, which we are already making use of, and then obviously it ends with semicolon here. Okay. So let me check. Seems like this query it's fine because it's not underlying anything. So this one is the initialization of our combo box, and then we open our connection string, our database, make use of SQL comment. This is how the way we have declared our variables. So everything seems fine because nothing is underlined here. Okay, and then we also managed to close our connection string after we've done our job. So for now, if I can try to launch the software, and if I select on the combo box, it won't give me anything. But this combo box is already loaded. But unfortunately, if I click on this drop down list here, it's not populating nothing. Why? Because I have to make use of the method which I created on the load form event. All right. That means that whenever I load the form, like now this form is loaded, but this combo box is not filled yet with the information. Why? Because the form is loaded, but I did not specify this combo box to be loaded with the information right after this form has been launched. So let me go for it. What I'm going to do, it's very simple. Let me get back to my form. Then I'll double click on the form here. So I have to make use of these events load of this load events. So it's going to be very easy. I must just copy the method, actually not the entire method, but the function of that method, which stands for field combo search. Okay, then I click here. But remember, whenever you make use of a function which belongs to a method, you have to finish that function with semicolon. But when you create a function, you don't put any semicolon after. But when it comes to making use of that function, you have to finish it with a semicolon here. That is the reason why if I leave it as it is without making semicolon, it's underlining, showing that something is wrong. So because it's a function from a method that we made use of, I have to finish it with a semicolon. So you can see that error is gone. Let me now launch this, then try to launch and then try to select my combo box if I'll be able to populate it with the data. There we go. You can see all these code here are coming from the database. If I open my database, you'll see this is the code I'm referring to. Let me get back to Visual Studio. And once I select my combo box, then I can see all the data are there. So instead of me going back, doing back and forth on my combo box and by going to my combo box, coming back to my phone just to know which code or which designation or which items I want to search the informations for, so I can do that on my phone, which is very easy. I can just select this one, then I go to search. It gives me the details about these particular items. I can go for the last one in the list, and then I click on search. It tells me which item is that. Veg stands for vegetable, then it shows you the price, actually the unit price for this item. So this is how you're going to do to load your combo box with the datas that are already found or that are already inserted into your database. Thank you very much, guys. I really thank you for the time that you spent to watch my videos. If you really like the video, please, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to turn on your notification bell so that next time when I drop a new video, you're going to be alerted. One more time, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel because I still have more to publish. Maybe that might be relevant. Maybe that might be what you are looking for. Thanks a lot, by the way, guys. Bye.